my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 28 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is welcome to a new day. The Best Blessed Life will now be airing on Saturdays. Woohoo! And to top it all off, I've added a new segment I'm calling Dollars to Dessert. The premise of this new little venture is that I went to the dollar store and I purchased 5 things, obviously they cost $1, to put together a fun little dessert. Now, had I read most of the things, and I'm used to reading labels on everything to make sure I'm not allergic to anything, but I realized I won't even be able to sample them because I bought something that might have peanuts in it, and I'm allergic to peanuts. So, I do have some substitutes also. So what I did was I kind of incorporated things I had in my pantry, in my fridge, and the things that I bought at the dollar store. So, with that being said, and before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think that they can help. And please let everybody know out there that we have now switched to Saturdays, so you maybe will make it a fun family thing to do. I know my kids and I do that as well. We'll pick some YouTube things to watch, even if we're not in the same state, and we'll sit down and we'll communicate via phone, but we're watching the videos together. It's kind of fun, kind of different. So, okay. So, before we get started, I asked the lady to ring all of my items up together, but it didn't end up working out that way. But I did want to show you that I did purchase... Come on, camera. Hello. Come on. There we go. Just in time for me to back up. Okay, so those things highlighted are 5 items I purchased at the dollar store. Okay, so the first one is I bought chocolate chunks, and it's about half a cup of chocolate chunks. I also got this classic cheesecake mix, and had I read the instructions completely, I would have known that I also need an 8-ounce container of cream cheese and an 8-ounce container of whipped topping. So being the goofy lady that I am, I'm making substitutions. Now, the other bonus to this Dollars to dessert is to hopefully make something that you like that might be a little bit healthier for you. So what I did was I substituted 8 ounces of Greek yogurt. And believe me, this is all off the cuff. I have never tried this recipe before. I did not look it up on anything. This is just me at the dollar store going, oh, I can do this with that and this, blah, 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 blah. We'll see what happens. Okay, so what else I purchased to go with my dessert was this jar of fluff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to replace my whipped topping, and I'm using the Greek yogurt to replace my cream cheese. So you're getting protein in the Greek yogurt, okay? And I don't know how healthy this stuff is for you guys, but I figured most of it is it's 45 calories. And sodium's 10 milligrams, total carbs 11 grams. There's no protein or anything like that, but it is a good solid replacement for, I was going to say the random, for your frozen whipped topping. All right, so you needed 8 ounces of each. This is a 7-ounce jar of marshmallow fluff, so I overcompensated with the Greek yogurt, and hopefully that will balance all out. Now the other problem is this takes 2 hours to chill, so I don't know when I'll be back to let you guys know how they taste. Okay, so this is 1 tooth 1, 2, 3, right? The chunks, the cheesecake, and the marshmallow fluff. And then I also purchased instant coffee and vanilla wafers. Now, what I thought I would do is I'm going to melt my chocolate chunks with my instant coffee, and I'm going to make the 6 ounces it suggests on the outside of the jar, but it says 1 heaping teaspoon. I'm probably going to use more than that, only because I want it as strong as possible, because I don't want the chocolate to kind of overpower the coffee. They're supposed to complement each other. So I'm going to melt the chocolate with the coffee, and I added 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, or you can use butter or something of that nature to the chocolate so it will harden. All right, so what I thought I would do is I'd get that melting, and I'm going to just make the coffee with my Keurig. I'm going to put it said 1 heap. Of course, I didn't open this one thing. I opened everything else. Gosh darn it. The one thing that's more... Let's see how it smells. Smells pretty good, actually. You know, I'm finding amazing things at my dollar store. I don't know about you. I'm just going to use a regular, serving teaspoon. So, I'm going to put it in the cup in the bottom. And I'm going to make it 1 plus maybe just a covering of another. Okay? And that's just me, because I like strong coffee, and I think chocolate and coffee, they need to go together. It's like if you're making anything chocolate related, especially if it's like chocolate cake, if it's like chocolate based, like chocolate cake. Sorry, I cut myself off there. All right, it's 6 ounces. All right. So I got that going. So, and in my, sorry, I got it off the camera. In my pan, I have my chocolate chunks. They're pretty decent sized chocolate chunks too. I mean, check it out. And thank goodness this company puts right on their packaging, this product does not contain peanuts, tree nuts, eggs, wheat, or gluten. I thought that was fantastic. Thank you. You could write the not a little bit bigger for us blind people. That's all I'm saying. All right, so I'm going to wait for the coffee to brew. I'm going to let it sit over there. Keep in mind, I'm a one-woman crew here, so I'm trying not to put too much off camera. Now, the thing I couldn't have was the vanilla wafers. And I didn't read that till the very end after I checked out and everything. And they're bite-sized ones, which I thought was kind of cute. So, I got my muffin tin, right? And I'm going to plop the paper cup thingies in there. And because I can't have... And I think I'm going to do 2 of the bite-sized wafers for... Again, this is all experimental. I have no idea how much of this I'm going to get. I know I'm putting 2 cups worth of whatever into it. What I get out, I don't know. Okay, so now our coffee's ready. And I'm going to let that kind of just... I'm going to stir it, I think. And make sure it's all mixed together. And then I want to make sure it's not going to be too soupy. All right. Smells pretty good. All right. So what I'm going to do, I think is I'm going to put it over here to start it to see. I don't know if I want all this liquid, is all I'm saying. But I need something to melt it. I know I'm going to need heat, trust me on that one. I just want it to have a bit of coffee flavor. I don't know why I always pick like a coffee cup to pour out of, because they never pour nicely. All right, so I'm getting that started. I think I'm going to stop with the liquid for now. And I'm going to get this started on my stove. Sorry if I'm off camera a little bit. You would not believe the disaster I'm making over here. All right, and I have a whisk. I don't know if I can actually use a whisk, but all right. And I have that tablespoon of coconut oil in there also. All right, and I want to get that started. I'm hoping what will come of this little mess over here is that once I make it and pour it into the cups, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and hopefully it will harden and make like a magic shell kind of thing going on. I might need a little more coconut oil. I'll have to see. It said like 1 tablespoon per. Poop. I might have put in too much coconut oil. I hope I didn't ruin my chocolate chips. Alright. Ooh, this is hot. And I'm going to start, finish putting my paper liners in here. Again, don't know how many I'm going to get at all. But this is what's fun. You never know what the outcome's going to be. Alright, so at least hopefully I'll get 12. And then since they're bite-sized, like I said, I'm hoping to put 2, I don't know, just kind of at the bottom. I don't really know how else, I don't want to really crush them up, I don't think. And for the replacement for what I can't have, which is these, which I love, by the way. Some little set. Oh, Easter. Oh, nice. Spoon was getting too hot. I think we're there. I think it's a pretty good consistency. Oh yeah, it turned out pretty. Very pretty, I must say. Alright. Oh yeah, that's purty. It's purty. Okay, I'm gonna leave that. Let me get the rest of these in there before my chocolate starts to harden in the pan. And then I'm going to do a couple substitutes for myself, and I'll show you what those are in a second. Now, because I thought the fluff was a bigger jar than it was, and I wanted to do, I kind of was thinking like a s'more type of thing going on here, with the vanilla wafer replacing the graham cracker, obviously. And then the cheesecake part being a marshmallow fluff-based kind of cheesecake, I thought was kind of fun. But I thought the chocolate on the bottom to keep the cookies, kind of keep the cookies in place. So, and because I didn't have graham crackers, I'm using Ritz. And I'm just going to plop 1 in the bottom. See, now that's the perfect size. Gosh darn it. I'm going to have to remember that, let's see, let's do white ones. Let's see, I'm going to flip-flop. Just so I can differentiate, the 3 on the end that are white are mine. Okay, I'm going to pop that in there, maybe. I hope it's not going to give it too much of a savory, but I think it'll give it a nice, what do I want to say? Salty component. Okay. Now, the question is, how much of this do I need? Do I need a lot? I'm just going to pour it in there and hope for the best. I just want enough to cover the bottom, I guess. Oh my gosh, this is such a mess. probably going to go right through the paper liner, which I did not even think about. It's almost like a teaspoon. Teaspoon and a hair. Did you like that measurement? 1 teaspoon and a hair, and I don't mean a rabbit. Alright, so that was kind of my hair on that one. Alright, I think I'm going to have enough. And the minute I get these done, I'm going to like plop them in the fridge so it'll harden up. Lucky husband gets to try these. I don't know if he's going to consider himself very lucky at this point. Okay. And I hope, like I said, it's not seeping through. Trust me, I am making a complete mess. My my muffin tin thingies are not going to be pretty. I got to slow down on the chocolate. Got a little carried away there in the center. I might have just enough. Holy crap. Was this meant to be or what? Like the perfect amount. And I want to get them in before they start seeping into the... What else? Okay. So here's my mess. Alright, I'm going to put those... Alright, we're back. I saved most of it. We'll have most of them to experiment with. And luckily I didn't mess up anything that wasn't mostly replaceable by something I have here. It's the cheesecake that would have been probably the bigger disaster. So, it says to combine this all in a bowl, and I thought I was just going to like, you know, put my arm into it and give it the best whiskey I could do. So, I'm going to plop my Greek yogurt. Come on out. I hope these turn out. I'm a little worried now. Oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe the amount of chocolate that went flying. And still, we only lost like one. One, maybe two. We'll see. Alright, so then we're going to do that, right? And it wants me to beat the mix that I'm reading the back of and the cream cheese, or the Greek yogurt, until smooth, which shouldn't be hard to do because Greek yogurt's already pretty smooth, so that's the nice thing about it. This almost just looks like powdered sugar, doesn't it? It's hard to believe this is gonna, oh, maybe it's just powdered egg whites. Oh, it smells, no, it smells good. Oh, it smells almost like a, reminds me of cheesecake. I used to have cheesecake puddings. I could have used that. Can't get it open. You could substitute that for this too. Any kind of pudding probably would work really good. If you wanted to change the whole dynamic of it, you could make it chocolate pudding with, you know, put the marshmallow on the bottom. Oh, that smells so good. That smells so good. Oh, it gives it such a vanilla smell that it's really going to help with our faking out of this Greek yogurt, hopefully. It's going to turn the texture, fingers crossed. It's definitely giving it the vanilla smell we sorely needed, right? We're supposed to beat it till it's smooth. So what I'm going to do is replace my spatula here with my whisk, hopefully. So yeah, this is what happens when you do just whatever you can make. Good arm exercises. Hey, added bonus. Who said you couldn't eat and exercise at the same time? And then it said once you get it smooth, you can go ahead and add the whipped topping, which we're not adding. Obviously, I showed you. We're adding this big jar of fluff. We're almost there. It's actually turning out pretty decent. I think the fluff will really bring it home. Texture-wise, I hope it's super light. Oh, it looks pretty good. It says to fold in. But maybe it's just a smidge longer here. Make sure I got. Why am I right-handed, but I do everything left-handed? Except right. It's turning out really good, you guys. At least the texture of it is super thick. I mean, look. That's pretty good. Alright. Alright, so it's pretty smooth right now. It's nice that this cheesecake box also gives you some recipes on the back, so you can always come up with something else. Right? Alright, now we're going to fold in our fluff. I'm very nervous. I don't know why I'm nervous, because like once you go beyond this stage, I'm afraid the texture's going to change. Holy crap, I'm not going to get... This is unbelievable. They must use the fluff to seal it to the top. Okay. So wish us luck. This whole container's going in here. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Sticky, sticky, sticky. Look at that. This is going to definitely, because if you think about the texture of whipped topping and the texture of cream cheese, I'm almost switching places because my texture of my marshmallow fluff is actually thicker than my cream cheese, when normally it would be the other way around. So I feel like we're going to have at least the right thickness. Whether we have the right texture or not, maybe a whole nother story. Alright, so I'm going to try and somehow get this. And it says to fold in your whipped topping, but I think because my marshmallow is so much thicker, I'm going to kind of just use my stir. I don't know, I think it's turning out okay. Alright, I might even get my whisk just so that the texture evens out. Need big muscles for this one, guys. Again, whole upper body workout today, no extra charge. Okay, come on, don't start sticking to the side. Come on. Whiskey, whiskey. I don't mean the alcohol. I was just making it a... Let's see if I can get this. I need them to kind of more incorporate together. And I'm wondering if I'm going to get it better from this kind of thing. The other thing is I'm hoping it's going to give it kind of a marshmallowy flavor, not just if it's because my I didn't like whisk my Greek yogurt. I mean, I stirred it, but I didn't really whisk it, so I'm wondering if that's kind of why I'm getting more of a little bit of a lump. Smoothing out. It's just taking a minute. Or 10. Okay. Actually, it's a little runnier than I thought, but I'm hoping it'll help it set. I'm going to try and speed up the process by sticking this in the freezer and see if that helps with our whole process. I'm going to check on our little mess that we made here. No, I ruined more than I thought. I ruined this whole row, and one of them was mine. But, is it hardening? A little bit. But I think it's time to switch to the freezer. We'll freeze them up good, hopefully. I just wanted to set before I put the cheesecake stuff in there. But I also don't want this to set up. Alright, so in the meantime, while I'm waiting for that to kind of set, what I was going to say, to replace the fact that I wasn't going to have, or I'm not going to have any marshmallow for the top, I did buy these a long time ago, not a long time ago, a couple of weeks ago from the dollar store. And they're stuffed marshmallow. I almost said mushroom for some reason. Stuffed marshmallow, and they're supposed to have chocolate on the inside. So, we'll see what happens. I have a little blowtorchy thing that I will hopefully be able to brown them up a little bit, or just stick them in the oven for a minute maybe. That wouldn't be good. That would melt everything, wouldn't it? Alright. Let's check on our... I'm so upset. Couple more minutes, guys. Alright, so in the meantime, let's talk about our positive word of the day. So, I chose simplicity. And it means the state of being simple, uncomplicated, or uncomplicated, or uncompounded. And I find that really funny that I found uncomplicated kind of complicated to say. Anyway, so I chose this because I feel as though just saying simple wasn't enough to explain why I was kind of doing the show I'm doing today. I just want to show you that from simple things can come something hopefully delicious. But also, it doesn't take a lot of effort if you don't drop stuff on the floor. And it doesn't take a lot of time if you have everything that goes in the recipe. But what fun would it be if I didn't show you all the wonderful substitutes you can add? So I'm going to put, like I said, I'm going to put the marshmallows on the top. I don't know if they actually have a big old hunk of chocolate in them. It says filled marshmallow. But we'll find out. I'm very interested to see if once I like blowtorch it, if it will, the chocolate will start coming out of the middle. So that will be fun, right? Okay. I think so. Alright, I don't want this to start setting up too much before I get it into my... And I think what I'm going to do to scoop it is use, you know, it seems kind of silly, but I'm going to use my ice cream scooper because it might be a little sticky, and the little thing will help get the stuff out of there, hopefully. Alright, Where'd you go? Well, honestly, the ones that had the cracker in them set a little better, but I don't think that's the wafer's fault by any means. And the thing that happened to the paper, not horrible, but you might want to try those aluminum ones for this as I'm licking my fingers. Okay, so it's not quite set perfectly, but let's face it, we don't have time for that. I'm gonna get this out of here too, because I don't want this to fall into the bowl, which I foresee happening, because I mean, come on. All right, so I'm gonna take this scoop. Oh, I hope this isn't too runny. And we didn't even really need this scoop, I don't think. Okay, get in there. That one's one of the messes. It's only gonna get one scoop. Okay. But two it fills it up. It definitely puts the right amount in there. Brings it right to the edge. Hopefully when I put it in the freezer, I won't spill something else. Now I'm also wondering if by putting it in the freezer, if I'm almost going to create some sort of like ice cream type texture, which would be a really awesome added bonus. Ugh. I'll tell you what, call me the messy baker, because if you could spill as much as I have spilled and still have some left for your actual dessert, more power to you. I mean, it is coming out pretty nice. I'm just worried it's not going to harden. It's just too runny. So it'll be cheesecake soup. I'm surprised, to be honest, that the texture of the marshmallow changed that significantly to cause it to be, it's no longer stiff. I have enough. I can fill this bad guy that dumped over. Okay. Let's see how it tastes. I mean, it's a little sour, more sour than a regular cheesecake. You can definitely taste the yogurt in the background, but I don't think once you add the chocolate and everything that it's ever going to make a difference. And the marshmallow on top. Oh, let's get these in the freezer-ish. Actually, let's start out in the fridge. No. So, fingers crossed. Please do not tip over. I'm begging you. I'm back! Oh my golly. This has been the craziest day. Oh. Alright. Don't. Okay. So hopefully those will harden up and we'll be able to pop our marshmallow. If you don't obviously have these, you can get just regular big marshmallows, or you can do a couple of the small ones. There's those pastel marshmallows out there, the little ones that are kind of cute. So that might be something you want to do. But I'm going to sign off for a little bit, and I'll check back with you guys hopefully soon. Fingers crossed that this all works out great. See you in a little bit. All right, guys, so we're back. It's probably been an hour and a half later. They're pretty well set. A little bit runny on the top. I kind of moved them from the freezer to the fridge, and I kind of wish I would have left them in the freezer maybe, or just left them alone for the time. But I decided that I wanted to add a little bit more chocolate onto the top as well, so I figured I had a little left of chocolate chips from who knows how long ago. I keep my chocolate chips in the freezer, sorry. So they last longer. But what I'm going to do, and I don't even know if this is kosher, I'm going to take what was left of that and I'm going to melt it in the microwave without any, like, fat in there or anything. Because what I want to do, and hopefully it works, is, and I'm going to put these back in the freezer just while we're waiting for the chocolate to melt. Hopefully I'm creating a little disc of chocolate. I don't know if it'll work or not. Trust me, I am no scientist. I know nothing about baking. As you can tell from this experiment here. But who knows? Maybe I've created the magical dessert. Who knows? Right? Right. So, like I was saying earlier, I picked simplicity because I thought simple just didn't quite cut it, but this was anything but simple today. I'm telling you. Between the stuffs I've dropped so far, yeah, it's going to need a little something to get it to cooperate. So it is going to need a little bit of fat or something. I have a little bit of butter here. I'm going to throw in there. Again, off the cuff. I am so excited to open these marshmallows. You have no idea. Now my thought process is that I'm going to take a little blowtorch thing that I got. I hope. They're pretty hefty little guys. Aren't they cute? Ooh, they smell like chocolate. Or am I just smelling chocolate? Maybe that's the case. Alright, we're getting somewhere now. Alrighty. There we go. Needed something to get it started, right? And this time we didn't use the coffee in it. I just thought the coffee would be a nice little flavor at the bottom. I think we're going to have to make it a little longer. We're getting there. Alright. When you know it's stuck to the spoon. Okay. So, what I was saying was, this simple little 5-ingredient dessert that I got from the dollar store, plus whatever pantry items you can use from your house. Like, you know, I messed up with the cheesecake thing, but I substituted one of the things that I had gotten from the dollar store with Greek yogurt that I had in my fridge. It is coming up with substitutes that work to your advantage, hopefully. and don't backfire in your face here. The only thing I wish I would have had was a little bit more of the original chocolate, but that's okay. This is just as lovely. And again, we're just going to use it. Oh, this is much thicker. I think I'm going to need a little bit of something to add, or it's not going to pour. I think I'm going to need a little more. Something. Now look what I got. Little pats of butter from a restaurant. Right? I'm telling you, whatever you can find. I mean, I have more butter in the freezer, but who wants to wait? Who wants to wait that long? Right? I'm just saying. It's got to be a little bit more pourable, just so I can get it on the tops of each one of the thingies, so that when I blow torch my marshmallow on there, it'll melt the chocolate just a little bit, maybe. I don't know. Who knows what I'm doing here? But it has been anything but simple. Oh, anything but simple. You know, why not? Look at that. That little pat of butter from the restaurant turned out to be exactly what I needed. Now, I don't know how this is going to go on top of these. Right? I don't know if it's going to be... Oop! Lost. Hey, don't get dropped. If it's really going to be pourable, if it's more just a little... I don't know how we do this. Ooh. Like frosting, right? I got an offset spatula. I'm just going to dig in here. And once again, I can't do anything without getting something everywhere. And it's hardening as I speak, so the faster we do this, the better. So I'm not really going to spread it so much as put a big dollop. Kind of brush it with the spatula maybe a little bit. Again, off the cuff, not a clue what I'm doing. Like if you had a Hershey. A bit of the Hershey on your schmo. That's my British accent again. Yeah, I know. I'll quit my day job. Getting there, peeps. We're getting there. Trying to get this. Like I said, if I had left them for the other... What did I tell you? I couldn't wait any longer. I think there was 45 minutes left, to be honest. But I checked on them quite a bit, too. I think was probably not the greatest idea. Okay. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing. I know I've said that about a bazillion times today. Alright, and then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in the freezer for another little bit, just so I get this chocolate hardened up and I can get those marshmallows done so you guys can see what they look like, or I can see what they look like. Oh, we're getting to the end. I have no idea. I'm trying to see if they're shapes or anything, but right now they're just a big blob of chocolate. So if I had bought more chunks, I guess I could, but I didn't want to use my $5 for two, and spend 2 of it on my chocolate, you know? So again, I thought about what I had left in my fridge. You know, what else I thought about is like, I said we could turn this into anything, right? So technically it could have been something way different. I mean, you could have added fruit to your cheesecake thingy and had like peach cheesecake or something, you know? And it could have gone any way you want. I just thought if I gave you the basic premise and you use the right ingredients, yeah, I'm eating chocolate. I mean, I realize it's just chocolate and butter, but so good. I am so excited to see what happens to these marshmallows. Initially, I thought I was going to, I mentioned I was going to put them in the oven, but obviously I don't want my cheesecake like baking because it's a no-bake cheesecake. So, like I said, I think I'll just do the blowtorchy thing and hope that works out okay. And hope I don't run out of stuff. Here's the chocolate I spilled on the marshmallow bag. I'm telling you, that's so good. You could almost turn that into a frosting too. Like if you wanted to do a cupcake, that would be really good on there. Just melted chocolate chips and some butter. Or coconut oil. I use coconut oil for the first part. I'm wondering, I want to see what's going to happen, you guys. All right. I have in here somewhere bamboo skewers. So while I'm waiting for the other stuff, simplicity, I'm going to hold it. Oh, I can feel the chocolate in there. All right. Now, if I can operate this thing and not like melt my, I suppose I could do it on my gas stove, right? That might be easier. That would definitely, let's try it. But then I'm off camera. I guess either way I'm off camera. So we're gonna see what happens. I don't want to burn it. I know people like it burnt, but I know it's a thing. But I want it to look like it's got some, you know, good color. I'll tell you what, they look at that. Isn't that pretty? I know, I'm so goofy. Alright, and then I wonder if it's hot. Kind of, but not really. And like I said, these are not set whatsoever. Because I keep taking them. But if you could see, I plopped a piece of chocolate. Some of them are more set than others, it seems like. And then I want to plop this guy. It's gonna sink. Hey, maybe that's the way I need to go. Alright, so now what I've done, improv time. Now what I've done is I've actually pushed the nub of chocolate down with the roasted marshmallow, and I'm going to actually put this in the fridge and let that set up for a little while. So you're not actually going to see me try these probably until tomorrow. So I'm going to get these done, and I hope they work out. Fingers crossed, guys. I don't think you want to sit here and watch me roast all of them. And I'm hoping it'll help if I put them in now, that they'll be like solid. But I will keep you posted. Okay? So, until tomorrow, guys, fingers crossed. I'm going to let these set overnight. And we'll taste test one just before I post this bad boy. See you tomorrow. All right, guys. Well, it's the next day, and needless to say, when you do things off the cuff, it doesn't always work out the way you wanted it to. So, yeah, they're pretty much disasters. Now, we did this with substitutions of Greek yogurt and marshmallow fluff. And what I'm going to say to you happened, and I'm trying to find one of the ones that I know is mine, so that when I pull it out, I can't really eat it because, okay, so here's what happened. The chocolate from, well, this one's spilled, so this is probably not a good example. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get one out. So needless to say, they didn't set. It's more like a pudding. So if you're going to make this, you're going to want to make it in a actual dish instead of a paper liner. Okay, but here it is in all its glory. I mean, it looks pretty cute with the chocolate on the bottom. But as you can see, it's very like, I'm going to taste that. It's really, really good. It really is. For what we had to substitute, I would say the flavors are there. It still is a little bit more Greek yogurt than I would say I would want. I would say probably the best thing to do if you're going to make substitutions is try and only make one of them. So if you're going to use Greek yogurt, which is a more liquidy substitution than cream cheese, I would say you probably either want to squeeze out the liquid from your Greek yogurt, which isn't hard to do if you do it off the top, or keep the cream cheese and use the lighter cream cheese and still keep the fluff instead of the what is it? I can't think of what they had us use. Oh no. Whipped topping. Sorry. I had a brain fart there for a second. But you could use the whipped topping with the lighter cream cheese. I was going to say with the Greek yogurt, but I think that would even be more liquidy. Now, if you like the process of this toasted marshmallow on the top, it's a really good idea. But I would wait until you have, until the things have set. And then, of course, that little dunk of chocolate we put on the top didn't work out either. It's going to taste great. I know it is. It just doesn't look all that fantastic. So, what the heck? This is how life works out sometimes, right? When we go for simplicity, uncomplicated and uncompounded, Yeah, not always good things happen. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and I want you to understand that this isn't always about what comes out, and don't worry, we'll eat them. But it is about making something from something you didn't know you had, or it's making something compromising pieces or parts of recipes and putting in your own special touches. That's another thing. I guess the other thing I probably would have added is a little bit more vanilla to the actual mixture itself, and probably a little bit more of some other seasonings, maybe some cinnamon. But I think overall the process that I showed you would be good if it was made in a little bit different pan, maybe too. I think if we did like little ramekins and made it more of like a little individual cheesecake, it might have turned out a little better. But we live and we learn, and we move along. I like what I accomplished here. I just wish I could have seen the results before. But like I said, I want this to be something where you go to the store and you look at what your options are and you go, what can I make from this? And that is what I did. And I would like to see the same things happen for other things besides dessert. So my plan is to hopefully do dollars to dinners and maybe some healthier snacks, things of that nature that we can just throw together off the cuff, and hopefully they turn out a lot better than these. But I was happy I did this with you guys. It was a really fun, what do I want to call it? Project. We'll call it a project. It was a fun little project, and I appreciate all of you guys joining me on this little adventure. And just remember, sometimes the substitutions are what works for you. So with that being said, I think I covered everything today that I could possibly cover. Well, yesterday. And again, I want to thank you guys all for watching. Please continue to watch. Comment, share, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think that they can help. And I guess with that being said, I just have one more thing to say. Not one more. Have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Have a good one. Thanks. Bye.